Hello, all you coin aficionados out there, and welcome to the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. What we have for you today is two coins from what we call modern day Canada. They are both 1 cent coins and they're both from the year 1943. But as you can see, they look quite different. Both of them say George VI, by the grace of God, the King and Emperor of India on them. You see, we see George VI, it's in Latin, by the grace of God, King and Emperor of India. Same thing. You see this image, however, is quite different from this image. This is a crowned image of George VI. This is a image of George VI without a crown on it. And I guess we probably ought to try to figure out why they look so different if they're both from Canada. Well, it turns out that they're not both from modern day Canada in the sense that they were both Canada at the time. They are both from what were in 1943 dominions of Canada. So Newfoundland, which is now a province of Canada, was a dominion of Great Britain in 1943. In essence, Newfoundland was its own country in 1943. It did not become a province of the country of Canada until 1949. So when we look at the back, we see that there is a pitcher plant on the back of the Newfoundland 1 cent coin, and the maple leaves, of course, on the back of the Canadian 1 cent coin. We have 19 split by the pitcher plant, 43, and then we have a 1943 as 1 on the Canadian 1 cent coin. Now, when this coin was minted, there were a number of dominions of Great Britain. There was Canada, there was Australia, there was New Zealand. For a time, South Africa was a dominion. Northern Ireland was a dominion. And for a time, again, India was a dominion of Great Britain, essentially an independent country which was in a way governed by, they had the same king. Let's put it that way. George VI was the king of Newfoundland in the same way that he was a king of Great Britain. But George VI had much more control, of course, over Great Britain, or George VI had much more input into the government of Great Britain than he did into the government of Newfoundland. So in 1949, March 31st, 1949, Newfoundland voted to become a province of Canada. Now present day, we call it Newfoundland and Labrador. And in 1949, that Newfoundland voted to do that. Now, how did that come about, or why was Newfoundland ever an independent country? Well, there's a lot of reasons for that. The first is that Newfoundland always called itself Britain's oldest colony. It was established as a colony of Britain in the year 1610. It became a self-governing crown colony in 1854, and then it became a British dominion from 1907 until 1949, when it voted to become a province of Canada. At the time, in the 1940s, Newfoundland had an incredible debt which they could not satisfy in terms of paying the debt off, and Great Britain had stepped in to help pay off that debt. And in 1949, they were given a choice, essentially. Do they want to become an independent country? Do they want to stay with Great Britain, or do they want to become a province of Canada? And the Newfoundlanders voted to become a province of Canada. So both of these coins are bronze. Both of them are 3.24 grams. Both of them are 19.05 millimeters in diameter. But I'm not sure if you can see this. You probably can't. Even if I put them together, you may not be able to see it. But the coin from Canada is actually, see the top one here, is actually slightly thicker than the coin from Newfoundland. So the Newfoundland 1 cent coin, and it's really hard to tell by eye, the Newfoundland 1 cent coin is actually 1.55 millimeters thick, and the Canadian 1 cent coin is 1.65 millimeters thick. The Newfoundland coin was minted from 1938 to 1947. In this 1943 version, there were 1.239 million made. This coin itself right here is probably worth a couple dollars. It is it's probably somewhere near very fine, except for, of course, it has quite the patina on it. It has not been cleaned, and we generally don't clean our coins, and so we'll keep it that way. This coin from Canada, the 1943 1 cent, there were 89 million of them made, and this particular coin is probably worth between 25 and 50 cents on eBay, and then you pay shipping. So the difference between these coins is one that's worth probably about $2.50 plus shipping, and there's one that's worth probably about 50 cents or less plus shipping. Well, there you have it. 2 coins from Canada, but they both look different, and they're both from present day Canada, but at the time they were minted, they were each from different countries. One was from Newfoundland, and one was from the country of Canada. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe and to leave any comments you'd like to leave. And thanks again for coming to the DC Coin World International Coin Channel.